I'm only showing you this video because I want people to understand one thing. The only person responsible for your safety is you.
Not guilty.
A torrent of emotion as the former Parkland high school cop is found not guilty on all counts.
It's extraordinary what we saw in the courtroom just a few moments ago. You saw Scot Peterson extremely emotional.
The defendant is not guilty.
Scot Peterson slumped forward sobbing as the jurors' not guilty verdicts were heard, one after another.
Verdict, count 3, not guilty.
Just look at the reaction of his attorney. They hugged each other. Then Peterson was embraced by his wife Lydia and other supporters. Peterson spoke outside court.
Got my life back.
We got our life
We've
back.
got our life back after 4.5 years.
5.5.
The families of the slain students in the notorious massacre spoke out after the verdict.
Scot Peterson, you will still be known as the coward of Broward for the rest of your life.
Tony Maltado lost his 14-year-old daughter, Gina Rose, in the shooting.
It's a very difficult thing to hear, but we'd like to remind everybody that although Deputy Peterson was acquitted of the charges, that does not mean that he did not fail to act.
Peterson was accused of failing to confront the Parkland gunman during the 2018 massacre that left 17 people dead, 14 of them students. Today's verdicts bring an emotional end to the ordeal of a cop accused by some of being a coward.
When you become a school security officer, you know what comes with the job. And though the chances are really low, you might have to deal with a mass shooter, and people expect you to do your job and secure the school to the best of your ability. However, as we just learned, there is no legal obligation for a school security officer to put himself in harm's way to protect the kids he took the job to protect. But this shouldn't shock any of you, because in 1989, the U.S. Supreme Court told us in Deschaney v. Winnebago County Department of Social Services that a social service department had no duty to protect a young boy from his abusive father. In 2005, Castle Rock v. Gonzalez, a woman sued the police for failing to protect her from her husband after he violated a restraining order and abducted and killed their 3 children. The Supreme Court said the police didn't have a duty to protect her. Long story short, the government's obligation to protect you is voluntary. You can't hold anyone in the government accountable for not protecting you. So, if you know this, why would anyone put their safety in the hands of that same government by restricting your right to bear arms? This is a very goofy behavior, considering the same government that's trying to sell you gun control for your safety is also telling you they don't have a legal obligation to keep you safe. But let's say there was a legal obligation for the police to keep you safe, or better yet, say there was a legal obligation for the school security officer to go inside the school and confront the mass shooter. Does anyone watching this video genuinely believe he would have acted differently because the law said he had an obligation to go into the school? No. He would have done the exact same thing because to him, in that moment, not dying was the most important thing to him. What's annoying is now all the anti-gunners are using this case as justification for why having armed security in the schools won't work. And instead, we should just restrict everyone's 2A rights, which, if they took the time to actually think about what they're saying, they quickly realize that argument is not the intellectual flex that they think it is, especially when we have countless examples of police officers putting their life on the line to protect people. Hell, they just released the video of the police officer who killed the Allen Mall shooter. You can tell by his voice and how hard he was breathing that he was terrified, but he did it anyway. The problem is, we don't know how many police officers or security guards are willing to do that, and whether or not they would be even able to get to you in time to actually save you if they wanted to. It's just not a smart gamble to give up your ability to protect yourself in hopes that you get the right police officer to come and save you. You're better off putting yourself in the best position to protect yourself and using the government as added value. I'm sure this guy had his reasons for not going into the school and confronting the shooter that day, and he'll have to live the rest of his life being called and treated like a coward. But the one thing that we can all learn from his actions and his subsequent acquittal is that the only person responsible for your safety is you. And I'm going to say it again for the 3rd time in this video. The only person responsible for your safety is you. And this is why my favorite collection on the Pew Pew Life store is the I Am the Militia collection. Anti-gunners love to say that the Second Amendment only applies to the militia. What they don't realize is that I am the militia. And now you have the perfect shirts, hats, and drinkware to remind them. So head over to shop.mrcolionnoir.com and shop the I Am the Militia collection today. And also, If you want another way to support this channel and what it does for 2A advocacy while getting exclusive perks and benefits, become a member of the channel. There are 3 membership groups: the Pew Pew Life, the Militia, and the Ammosexuals. Each group has its own unique perks and benefits, and unofficially, I'll be conducting regular giveaways exclusive to my members. So hit the link in the description section of this video and become a member of the channel today. Guns aren't political. That's why I need your help getting this message to spread on YouTube by clicking the thumbs up button, leaving a comment to let me know what you think of the video, then subscribing to the channel. But most importantly, click that bell symbol. For products featured in this video, click the links in the description.